Have you ever bought something new, clothes, a gadget, or even just a coffee, and felt that little rush of excitement? But then a week later it's forgotten and you're already scrolling for the next thing. That's not just you, that's your brain on dopamine. And today we're going to break down the science of the shopping dopamine cycle, why it keeps us hooked, how it wastes our money, and most importantly, how to break free while still getting that feel-good buzz. Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte, and in this series I hope to help people create their own happiness in small and simple ways in what feels like an ever increasingly challenging world. We're going to be talking about managing the chaos of modern life, talking money and making ends meet, and addressing all the things that might cause us stress in order to feel like we're actually living our lives and not just surviving. First, let's talk brain science. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, and it's a part of our internal reward system. As humans, we naturally seek out behaviours that cause our brains to release dopamine, and many of us get that hit from shopping. When you're shopping, your brain releases dopamine the moment you anticipate owning that shiny new thing. Clicking add to cart, waiting for the delivery, that's when dopamine is at its peak. But here's the catch. Once the item arrives and the novelty fades, your dopamine levels will drop. That excitement doesn't last, and so, can you guess what happens next? Your brain starts craving the next hit. This is why shopping can become a bit of a loop. Buy, enjoy briefly, feel flat, and repeat. Be honest with yourself. How often have you bought something and been really excited about it, enjoyed it for a while, but then that novelty's worn off and the good feeling becomes a thing of the past? The new items just become old items, like all the rest of your stuff that no longer sparks any particular joy. And sadly, that is going to keep happening with almost everything you buy. And the feeling? It's not your fault. It's chemical, built into your biology, and it doesn't help that we are constantly surrounded by adverts. You won't make it through more than a handful of posts on social media before you're hit with one. And often they are disguised in friendly posts from our favourite creators. And don't be fooled by a too good to miss deal either. That's simply how they lure you in and feed on that dopamine spike. And the cycle has two major downsides. First, let's think about this financially. You're constantly spending money for a very short burst of gratification. Is your hard-earned money really worth such a small spike of happiness that's going to fade so quickly and be forgotten? Or could you put your money to something better that's going to give you long-lasting gratification and happiness? Over time, all those little purchases can add up to hundreds or thousands of pounds. It's like renting happiness for a very high price. And then second, let's not forget the emotional side. Chasing the high can actually make you less satisfied. You're teaching your brain that happiness lives in the next purchase, not in your present moment, which is why the joy wears off so quickly. It was never about the item itself, it was about the chase. And couple with this, if you're the sort of person that then feels the guilt after spending money, wondering, should I have spent my money on that? Is it a waste? Am I even going to use this item? Will I get a few months down the line and look at it and just regret spending that money? Particularly if it's something you rarely use or it just didn't work out like you expected. So how do we break free? It starts with awareness. Just knowing that your brain is wired this way helps you to pause. The next time you're about to buy something, ask yourself, am I excited about owning this or just the idea of owning it? How much use will I get out of it? Why do I even want to own it? Have I made a similar purchase in the past that I can reflect honestly on and determine what is going to happen this time round? Another trick, delay the purchase. Give yourself 24 hours before hitting buy. If the desire fades, it was just a dopamine spike talking, and it wasn't actually something you really wanted. And here is the big mindset shift. Remembering that novelty fades. That new phone feeling or new outfit excitement, it doesn't last. It goes away, and if you keep chasing it in an endless cycle, you will never feel satisfied. Remember, happiness cannot be found in a shopping basket. But the good news is you don't need to give up that dopamine hit, you just need to find better sources to achieve it. The first one, and don't immediately click off the video, is exercise. A quick workout or even a walk boosts dopamine and endorphins, and it's working towards your fitness, which is also great. Learning something new, reading a new chapter of a book, trying a new skill, or even cooking a new recipe gives your brain the same sense of novelty and reward, and this time you're developing yourself and your skills too. So that one's a win-win. Social interactions is also a great one. Time spent with your partner, laughing with a friend, catching up with your family, building genuine connections can light up the brain more sustainably than shopping can. And don't rule out creative projects, painting, writing, gardening, even reorganising a room, all deliver dopamine through progress rather than making a purchase. Remember, it's about the novelty. So making or creating something new, or seeing something in a new way, such as a rearranged room, can have the same effect. And always remember to celebrate small wins. Checking something off your to-do list gives a dopamine hit that lasts longer because it's tied to achievement. So the next time you feel the urge to click buy now, remember that you're just chasing a chemical and not true happiness. Instead, redirect that craving into something that builds up your life rather than drains your bank account. I hope, if anything, this video gave you a little light bulb moment that could shift your mindset on how you approach this. Avoiding wasting money and that sense of guilt from regretful purchases is just one of the ways to lessen your load in terms of stress and be beneficial to your finances. And as we've discussed, if you put that energy into something else, you can develop yourself and your life in other ways. I'd be really interested to hear from you what other ways you can get yourself a dopamine hit without shopping. And who knows, you may inspire somebody else who is looking for ideas too. If you found this video useful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in this series on living a lighter life. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Charlotte. I'll see you in another video soon. Take care.